Yo, welcome back to a new video. This is the series where I read a chapter of a book every single morning and then I come and tell you guys exactly what I've learned so that you guys don't have to read the book yourself. So, as you know, we're still on Atomic Habits, and I always like to start these videos by saying your habits, you never want to live life in AFK, right? You always want to be aware of your habits, what you're doing on a daily basis, right? The reason the book is called Atomic Habits is because your habits are the atoms of your life, essentially, right? They're, at a granular level, it's what's going to determine where you go in the future, why and how you got to where you are now, and where you were in the past as well. Like the things that you do automatically without thinking about it on a daily basis, that's what determines where you're gonna go, where you are, and where you were before, right? So when you actually take the time to not just like let life pass you by, but really think about the actions that you do every single day and then actively make a change to improve them to get to the trajectory that you want to get to, that's the only way that you can actually improve things, right? Doing an audit of all your habits. What am I doing that's serving me? What am I doing that's not serving me? Like I always say, like, stop living life on AFK. You want to be aware of what's going on, right? You want to be aware of what you're doing because awareness is the first step to change. And listen, I'm not speaking from a point of view of I've done it all, I know everything. I'm learning the same way you guys are learning, right? And I'm just telling you guys what I've learned because it allows it to stick for me. And you listen, if it provides value for everyone else, then so be it. But cool, man. Let's start. We're going to be speaking about what I've learned today in terms of how to stick with good habits daily, right? And I'm going to start off with a story like I always do. So this was, I got this story from the book Atomic Habits, right? But I think there was some like sales guy who was like a broker, right? And he was like an intern. He was super young. He'd always turn up to the office really early in the morning. And what he'd do is he'd have a jar with 120 paper clips, right? 120 paper clips. And every time he made a sales call, he'd transfer one paper clip from one jar to the empty jar until all 120 paper clips had transferred over. And sure enough, within a year, he was, promoted. He'd have made like 6 figures in commissions and he received another job offer for like a 6-figure job at like a super young age, right? Just from being consistent, gamifying his inputs that he knows he has to do and then just executing. Like gamifying life is super helpful in all areas. When you're able to visualize stuff, you can actually see the progress. That's why in games they have like a progress bar. When you want to charge up your super move, you see how far you've got and how much you've got left, right? Like the same applies to life. You want to be able to see your progress. If there's an action or a habit that you need to do that's measurable, or if you can find a way to measure it and you can keep that going, it keeps you honest as well. Like when you actually track your habits, you can't lie to yourself because numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Do you know what I mean? So really having that ability to track your habits, whether it's a streak, like there's loads of apps these days, man, where you can track your habits. Like, let's say for example, it's the habit of, going to the gym and you promise yourself you're gonna go to the gym or do some form of exercise every single day, at least for 1 hour, right? Whether it's going to the gym, whether it's walking. If you track that on an app, a habit tracker app, you can actually see you won't lie to yourself and you can actually see where you need to improve, right? Tracking habits, like it keeps you honest. It means you don't lie to yourself. Like I said, a lot of people lie to themselves, even when it comes to things like weight loss, right? You're like, oh, like listen, I've been eating better. I've been working out more, but I'm still at X point, right? Like, why is this? The reason is because are you really tracking it, or are you just saying it? Do you just feel like that, or are you actually doing the things that you need to do on a daily basis in order to get there? And this is what helps with consistency, tracking your habits, making sure you're forming a streak, right? Because I guess missing one time, that's an accident, right? But missing 2 times, that's the beginning of a new habit. That's why, like, even with this video right now, I had a long day, sales calls. I didn't really want to make this video, but I want to keep the streak going. I want to keep the streak going. I know if I miss one day, it's an accident, but the days where I really show up, when I really don't feel like it, those are the days that really count. Anyone can make a video when they feel like it, right? Anyone can go to the gym when they feel like it. But it's the days where you don't feel like it and you still go, because you don't want to form a new habit of not taking action. But when you still go, even when you don't feel like it, and when you still turn up when you don't feel like it, that's what makes a difference long term. And that's what allows you to benefit from compounding. You know, whether it's the good things that you do or the bad things, you're gonna compounding is gonna play some role in your life. It's up to you to decide if it's gonna benefit you or if it's not gonna benefit you, you know? And also measure the right thing as well. If you're losing weight, if that's what your goal is, make sure you're measuring the right thing. Don't measure. You know what to measure, man. Like, let's say, for example, if you're losing weight, measure the things that you can control, not, you know, for example, just the scale, right? Because a lot of it is water weight. There's always different things when it comes to that, right? It's not just pure weight. It might be water weight. There's other things that are involved. But if you're measuring your inputs, what's actually happening, what you're doing on a daily basis, if you're in a caloric deficit, your actions, what you can control, then the rest will take care of itself. The score always takes care of itself. Remember that. And yeah, man, listen, the human mind, when you gamify stuff, right, the benefit is because the human mind, when there's like a challenge or a game, you naturally just want to win, right? And gamifying allows you to do that. It allows you to use the way the brain naturally works, the way the psyche naturally works, the way we've evolved over thousands of years to your benefit, right? And this is why, again, like I mentioned earlier, knowing how your brain works and, you know, knowing how habits work, knowing what you do every single day, making an audit of it, and then once you've got the audit, you know what you need to improve, then making the appropriate changes is super, 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 super crucial. Otherwise, you live life on AFK and your habits become your fate rather than you controlling your fate by changing your habits, right? So just to recap on everything, you want to visualize your habits, right? Visualize it so that you don't lie to yourself. It keeps you honest and you actually see from a visual point of, you know, what am I actually doing on a daily basis? Am I actually benefiting from the compounding of you know, positive actions, you know? Yeah, man, that's the video for today. Catch you guys tomorrow. Let's go.